Ah, man, too bad the stream didn't start when that started. I mean, it might have. I don't know. It's hard to tell. This could probably be the final stream of this. Final bit of this. Because we only got one shine left to get, and then Soft Bowser. Problem is that one... And I'm gonna... Actually, wait, I'm supposed to load my state. Yeah, there we go. Basically, nothing changed, but I feel better having loaded my state. Yeah, this shine is gonna be such a pain in the butt that it could possibly take all night. So, I'm prepared for it to take all night. I got a carb. I got sparkling water with me. I don't know that that's any better than just regular water. It could probably be worse. I don't know. I don't know if the carbonation really does much to like your voice or anything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of these, not that one. Woohoo! So high in the air. So happy. Wow. Oh wait, not over here. One of these sewer crates takes you to the island, and that cuts out one boat trip. So good, don't land on the wrong boat, that is. I think the one I need is leaving already, so... kind of boned it a little bit. But, we can wait. They always put fruits where you're supposed to be waiting with Yoshi, so it's all good. He's already pink from coconut, but let's make him even more pink from coconut. Yeah, see, that's the one I need right there. So, let's just keep an eye on that boat. Yeah, I think I mentioned last time that I got some cool Zivas showing up in the mail. One of them was one I always wanted, and that one came today, like I said it should. But I'm fairly certain I said there's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be able to talk about that. It's like, I mean, I can, but what can I say about it that I didn't already say? Like, yeah, it's a really cool kit. I'm really happy to have it. I forget if I said before, but it didn't come with absolutely all the parts the kit is supposed to come with, but it's fine because it came with like all the parts you would pretty much expect the kit to come with. It's just missing like the alternate parts for like it's missing alternate heads and alternate forearms for the human guy. Grab a coconut, Yoshi. There. Don't you want to not die? Yeah, missing the alternate forearms for the human guy to make him look more like a pilot. And it's missing the two robot heads. Alternate robot heads. One of them is a brain and a jar, and then the other just looks so similar to the default head that I can't even be mad that I don't have it. And then there's also like two fins that go in like the peg slots. And I don't have those, but it's fine. Like otherwise they're basically complete. Like you can make them look like they do on the box. You follow the instructions to make all the vehicles. Well, the instructions only have 2 vehicles, but on the back of the box they have a hovercraft. So there's 3, and they don't have instructions for that one. I still made it, and honestly it's kind of underwhelming because it's like. So what they do is they like rotate the top. You know, it's like Mario Kart 8 where when you go into the anti-gravity section, the tires flip down. They do that, but with like the back tires, the thing they're anchored to is kind of loose, so it's not like a one stable object. It kind of hard to explain what I mean, but it doesn't feel good. I was not very satisfied with the hovercraft mode, but I'm satisfied with robot mode, and I'm satisfied with ATV mode. I haven't made the little flying vehicle yet that they show the human guy riding on, but you know, it's whatever. I'm not too excited about that build, so it's like, yeah, probably just keep them robot for a while. Keep eating bananas. It's like the robot mode is just super great. The unfortunate part is like the chest plate has a bent peg, so it doesn't go in properly. It's at kind of an angle. You know, it's not supposed to go in an angle, but it's fine. And you know, it's funny. This is not the first time I've gotten a robot Zivas kit that I really wanted, you know, ever since I was a kid. and had a bent peg on something that was supposed to have 2 pegs. So jumping on the boats is, you know, getting a good landing on these boats was always what stopped me from doing this, because sometimes you get to this point and or I will get to this point. I'm talking specifically me, but I don't know, maybe you've tried to do this and had the same thing happen where you're trying to jump on the boat and Yoshi just slips off the boat and falls into the water. It's like, I landed on the boat, but then you decided you wanted to go in the water. What are you doing? You can't swim, Yoshi. You should know that. Yeah, all I'm gonna do about that that bent peg is just like, it's fine for now. I'm a little irritated. It's not on straight, but it stays on. And I can always just look for like a miscellaneous parts slot that just happens to have that part. And we made it! Yeah, touchdown! I actually have bought MISC part lots before that came with Transcorcher parts, which is gonna talk about if I didn't mention that before. So, just gotta find another one, one that just has the chest plate. And I will. Should I save state? I mean, I got 23 lots. I'll save state anyway, just because it would feel safe. But let's do it. My coins! No! Oh man, I was just gonna laugh at how easily I died, and then it's like, no, my 260 coins! At least I got this music going, the calm music. This is pretty much exactly the, oh no. This is pretty much exactly the unicorn bonus stage in Gauntlet Dark Legacy. Stage that you play to unlock the unicorn. Except the difference here is that I can start over by dying. If you want to restart the unicorn stage, you have to do the whole level again. Okay, so that was good except for the one I missed. So, I read that you can do this. Also, I think someone told me that you can do this. So let's pretend we're not at the end, like Slipknot said. Because there's no timer. We'll just do this. Although, my memory is telling me that there will not be a lily pad waiting for me on the other side. But the wiki said you can do this and try again. And if you ask me, it seems like this is what the developers intended. I mean, it's just big enough to be able to walk back, but not so big that you can just decide, you know what, I don't need a lily pad, and just go back and forth between sides, collecting coins. I want to see that. I want to see someone do that. That sounds crazy. Just using the camera to turn. Sounds like a good plan to me. Oh, I'm going a little too close to the edge there. It's like that song that I don't know the name of, but they always play that one part, don't push me because I'm close to the edge. But there's nothing here to push me off the edge, so that's good. Tricky curve. Yeah, I'm just looking at that coin, I'm like, how do I get it? How do I want to try to get it? Excuse me. Because I feel like I could jump for it, but it's so low that I don't want to take that risk of, not being able to hover across properly. And I'm just on a roll for music references, because now I'm just like, yeah, truly this is the Ghost River Nightwish was singing about. He would go down, he would drown deeper down. The river wild will take your only Mario. That's not the rhyme, they actually say child, Environment with wild is actually pretty clever. Okay, straight shot. Oh, there's a lily pad. There's a lily pad. Okay, okay. Just because it's straight shot doesn't mean I should get excited and start being reckless. Okay. Mario, could you just scoop? Oh, yeah, there. Okay. Almost. Okay, yeah. But see, now the problem is, what if I miss it again? I don't have to do this again. And that's why I think this could possibly take all night. You know, never mind slipping and falling in. Oh, yeah, I could just center the camera like that. Oh wait, I don't want it centered. I want Mario to be centered with the camera, not the camera centered to Mario. Almost. Yes. But really, if this is what the developers intended, that warp pipe should take you back to the start. Like everyone assumes it does. It should not take you back to Delfino Plaza. This is the only secret level you can get out of, I think. Also, these signs are hilarious. They're not only did they go out of their way to make a skull and crossbones sign you only ever see here, but it's 3D. They put depth to it. They rendered an object, which I might add is not very well poly. Like, its topology is kind of messy. You know, you can see the edges on it, the faces and stuff. It doesn't look good. See, what they did is they rounded the shading in places they should have sharpened it. Yeah. Sparkling water's not very good, but I wanted to finish it off anyway. It's supposed to be Jelly Belly flavored, but it just... all you taste is the carbonation. No! Ah! Can I go back? Can I go? Can Lily Pad please go back? Lily Pad! Oh, okay. I almost feel like I'm better off just jumping for an edge. But those edges are tiny, so I'm not going to take the risk. I'd rather walk back and have to just keep trying for that last coin. I feel like I got lucky getting all 7 the first go, so I won't press my luck. But now the problem is, I have to go back again. I have to take this way. And I don't like walking on precarious ledges in video games. Never mind real life. I don't do too good with heights in real life either. I don't even do good watching other people do things in high places in real life. In the anime we like to go... anime convention. Yeah, the anime we like to go to. The anime convention we like to go to, Anime Next. It's the building it takes place in is like... yeah, I don't know what you call it, but it's like open concept. Where, you know, when you're on the 2nd floor, you can look down to the 1st floor. And then from third floor, you can also see 2nd and 1st. You know, you can see all the floor, like... it's all balconies and stuff. The up the upper floors are basically just walkways to the, like... I want to call them showrooms, but I'm pretty sure there's a better term for that. Because showroom makes me think of, like, where you would put a car. You know, when you're doing a car show. But yeah, the convention halls, and that doesn't sound right either. Panel rooms, yeah, the panel. There we go. That's the word. Panel room. And I don't like being up on the upper floors, being close to the, you know, the railing, and I also don't like looking at other people being close to the railing, because I just start thinking, what if they fall? You know, never mind me falling, because if I fall and die, it's like, oh well, that's the end. Okay, bye. But if I watch someone fall and die, like, okay, they're gone, and okay, maybe this is gonna sound selfish, but like now I'm left with the scarred. You know, anyone who saw it is gonna be scarred. It's kind of like if I fell, no consequences. I mean, other than death, but like when you're dead, who cares about consequences? But then anyone who watches someone fall is gonna be left with the memory, and it's gonna haunt them, and that's arguably worse. Okay, we're back to this again. Back to the other lily pad. Go! So I think my problem was that I expected it to turn, and it did not turn. And yes! No, just don't die. Don't die. So I kind of wish Animanex would move buildings again to somewhere where you don't have all that balcony, all that fall risk. It just freaks me out seeing the possibility of other people getting careless and falling. Yeah! 1 life. Technically... Okay, no, technically 1 death. But 3 attempts... 3 attempts when I didn't miss the dang lily pad from the start. I'm gonna quickly check that ping on Discord. Okay. Excuse me. 22 lives, who needs them? I keep wanting to say 1 try, but that's not true because I missed the first jump. 2nd try. Or first renewal attempt. Because, like, is it really an attempt if you accidentally die at the start? I guess, yes, because I was trying. It's not like someone else was playing when that happened. That was still me. Woohoo! So yeah, I guess you could argue this is the point where I've officially 100%ed the game, because once you get this final shine... Oh, I got a 2nd ping on Discord. Presumably same channel as before, so I'll just wait, you know, I'll check it out later. You can wait. Because yeah, once you get this shine, the game is like, okay, game over, you can't play anymore. And then it resets to your last save, so... Arguably, I've got 100% saved now. Actually, I don't know if it saves once you beat the game, and then... You know, it saves that last shine, but then you play again, and it's like you still haven't beaten Bowser. I know people have problems with games when games do that, where beating the final boss does not save, and you can't do anything after they do that. I never really cared. That's because I grew up on, well, Mario games that I couldn't beat. Or at least, you know, not being able to beat Sunshine as a kid, and then, like, beating a Zelda game. Huh! Huh! Okay. You know, beating a Zelda game, I just accepted it as fact. It's like, yeah, you know, you beat Ganondorf, and there you go, story's over. There's nothing else to do. You know, except for the fact that there's, like, you know, it may reset me to before I beat the final boss, but I can still go do stuff that, you know, like, what does it matter if I get those pieces of heart that I don't really need and I'm just getting for completion's sake before or after I beat Ganondorf, you know, canonically. But I know people like to be able to walk around and see the fruits of their labors, basically. You know, see how the world has changed now that you've won. So I'm not gonna say, like, people who think that's dumb are dumb. You know, I'm not gonna be like, no, you, for any, you know, in that argument, hypothetical argument. I told you to grab him! Now, let's not be stupid with the mud boat again. Yep. Starting off stupid. Good job. Yeah, I guess the reason I don't have a problem with games doing that is because, you know, games resetting once you beat the final boss to before you beat the final boss. Like, it's because I always look at beating the final boss as like, yeah, there you go, you're done with the game. You know, unless you want to do 100%, which I tend to not. Like, there you go, I've beaten the game. I can put a check mark next to it on my hypothetical games beaten list. Or not hypothetical, imaginary. Oh, I said hypothetical. That's not a hypothetical list. I wanted a different word, like not imaginary, but, you know, a word meaning it doesn't exist, but not like I'm pretending it exists. Okay, what? Fine. Just don't get hurt. Excuse me. Which reminds me, I haven't updated my backloggery in a long time, which kind of sucks. But not really, because who cares? Who's checking my backloggery? Not me, evidently. Oh no, not in the lava! Okay, let's get a water refill. Because, you know, if I like a game enough, you know, it won't matter to me whether or not the final boss resets things, you know? Because I'll just play it again anyway. Or I'll complete it and then beat it again. And it's like, if it doesn't change, like, oh well. Because I don't play games for the story, so it doesn't matter to me that I don't get to see... Unintentional rhyme. That I don't get to see what happens when you beat the final boss. You know, how the world is affected by it. Don't you ever give up? No! I beat the lily pads. I never give up. I beat Pachinko. That took way more tries than the lily pads. That took like 5 times the amount of tries. And I still... Oh. And I'm still here. Simple enough final boss fight. You're just gonna smash the 4... Excuse me, 5 spots. I think Basay had a really sick save when she did this. She almost fell. Oh, okay. I guess you can't get Bowser to stop breathing fire by squirting at his fire. Yeah, she almost fell and died, and then was able to save herself with a rocket nozzle. A 1-up. I mean, I don't remember if she saved herself, but I know there was at least one moment where she almost fell and died, and then rocket nozzled up to one of the falling chunks, and then rocket nozzled up further, but I forget if there were like multiple instances like that, or, you know, it was only that one. Oh, you can get him to stop. Unless he breathes fire directly on you. Yeah, I can't remember if she actually had one instance like that where she saved herself, or it's just the one where she fell and died. Speaking of dying, I am dying. I got the lily pad shine. I can die. It doesn't matter. I've done this all before. Uh-oh. There we go. It's not quite like that. She did it multiple times. And it was cool. Even if she didn't live. And that's how you do it. I mean, it's not done yet. That's how you do it. Getting Bowser to stop breathing fire and stuff. I can call myself a Super Mario Sunshine Pro now. I'm not gonna do that because it sounds pompous, but I could. It's like, I've done all you can do with this game, you know, except, like, beat it under whatever the speedrun record is. So there we go. Is it too early to get my thoughts? So I'm not paying attention to this cutscene. I've seen it like a million times. Just think about the sparkling water that doesn't taste like Jelly Belly jelly beans like it's supposed to. I'm so disappointed about that because I got one and it was watermelon flavored, and watermelon is my favorite flavor of anything. And it doesn't taste like watermelon. It's like, man, at least we have the soda stream where you can make your own like sodas at home. And I found a watermelon. It was like 2 flavors. It wasn't just watermelon. It was like strawberry watermelon, and that tastes good. So I've at least got that. Also, those like they're like gummy worms, but they're shaped like watermelon, shaped and flavored like watermelons. Those are also pretty great. Good way to get my watermelon fix. Sorry. Man, it only took 26 minutes. What am I gonna do with the rest of the stream? What? It's kind of sad how that part there kind of shows that Bowser Jr. is smarter than even Bowser expects him to be. And then he never gets played as this intelligent character. He's always just, rah, rah, I'm Bowser but smaller, and I'm all angry and a child. It's like, it's kind of same thing with the Koopalings. Like, I want the Koopalings to have more fleshed out personalities than just Tough Guy 1, Tough Guy 2, Silly Guy, Larry, and Girl. I want them to have interests and hobbies and things that only they do that no one else does, you know? But that's expecting a lot out of a Mario game. I understand that part. Yeah, there. Okay, now it's thoughts time. This was fun, and not as hard as I expected it to be, because maybe I've just played this enough to the point where now I have a good understanding of how Mario controls, and you know, I know, like, oh, you know, when you want to go for a long jump, you gotta spin jump, because there's no long jump in this game. So you spin jump, so you have, you know, you float longer, so you can make it a little bit further before you know, I was gonna say use FLUDD, but I guess that's, excuse me, not always the case. Now, would I get absolutely 100% again? No, probably not. I still stand by, I don't like 100 coin shines. And yeah, I can agree that at least 10% of the blue coins are so obscurely hidden that the next time I play this, I probably will not remember they're there. So, you know, I would probably, but I guess it depends on how frequently I replay this game, because it's not like, you know, it's not like Zelda games where I just like, you know what, I'm just gonna run through Ocarina of Time. I just feel like it. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe the next time I play this, I'll be racing Twi, and then completion won't matter because it's not part of it. I would say we should, but I don't think that's something either of us could do in a day. Well, maybe Twi, but not me. We've collected all of the shine sprites. Do you want to save? Yes. 120. Yes. Let me just look at that completed save. Let me look at the chimp that I earned. Yeah. 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 Wait, it's like he wants to spin jump, but he's not allowed to spin jump. There we go. I just didn't do it right. Yeah. This honestly does make me want to do a Super Mario 64 series, especially because, I was going to say because it would be more blind. Well, blind from like a muscle memory standpoint, because I've barely played it at all, let alone actually done any of the worlds myself. I've only ever watched people do those. So I don't know. Again, I feel like that's something I should probably save for a special occasion. At the very least, you know, save it for like a subscriber special or having a fun COCOM. Or any COCOM at all, for that matter. This series was supposed to have one, and then no one ever showed up, so... Oops. I guess it's not really my oops, but... Oops on behalf of anyone who wanted to join and didn't have time or whatever, you know. Twice said he'd be down, but then he just never had time to show up, so that's fine. I don't know what I want to do with the rest of the stream. Let's find something else on the GameCube to play, I guess. So put in the intermission while I figure that out. If I figure it out, I mean look at my GameCube selection and pick a game and then load it. Okay, no, I know what I want to do. I'm gonna pick something on a different console, and I also want to check out these Discord pins, so I will look at those. Okay, pings have been checked. And I'm still looking at Discord. Okay, no more distractions. Load up the game. Turn down the headphones a little bit. It is a little bit loud. Okay, here's what. Okay, let me change the. Change this stuff now. If I knew how to split the VOD, I'd split the VOD, so I don't have to download like an hour and a half stream just for half an hour of it to put to YouTube later. But whatever. Maybe I'll upload this part too. That'd be fun. Get a little bit of this action going on my channel. Just random game, not even start to finish, just one random section in the middle, just playing for a bit because it's fun. Yeah, I guess I'll leave the tag 100%. Oh, it's not. Oh yeah, it's not displaying because it's trying to capture Dolphin, and Dolphin's not here anymore. There we go. Donkey Kong 64. Yeah. Because I have a repeat playthrough of this that I haven't finished, so it's like, hey, let's do that because I really enjoy this game. Don't remember what I was doing. Good. So let's check over here. Because I believe this is the area where I was working on before. It's the... yes, with the big tree. You know, I should probably climb that thing. That's probably what I should do. I think I've checked around it. I mean, if I went back to the hub, I was probably intending to change the time. But for what, I do not remember, which is the problem of trying to 100% a game and then you put it down. Or 100, especially 100, well, maybe not especially, but, you know, 100%ing a game and then putting it down. And then intending to pick it back up again and you don't want to start over. I'm just like, what the heck do I do now? Excuse me, man. I should draw Tiny Kong. I've drawn Candy and Dixie, and I have not drawn Tiny. You'll get all 3 Lady Kongs drawn. Yeah, let's just go in a tree. Or mushroom, I guess it is. A giant mushroom. I remember the last, or no, I think it was the first time I was 100%ing this. Oh, Mr. Six is rating with a party of 5. You missed me do the hardest shine in Super Mario Sunshine, and then I beat the game, and now we're doing this. I can't imagine.
Hi all, this is Kermit the Frog.
You know what to do, right, Jojo?
Sure, of course I do.
Run as fast as I can! Make way! Move! Out of the way! This guy's insane!
If I didn't already say, thanks for the raid. Welcome. I'm doing Donkey Kong 64 because I just finished doing Super Mario Sunshine, and it's like, oh man, it's only half an hour. Like, what do I do? I also forgot what that switch did, so oops. I guess gotta go up. I just decided to start, you know, play Donkey Kong just for a bit, fill out the stream, make it feel like more of a proper stream. Oh, okay, Fallen. Okay, yeah, there. This was a save I was doing on my own. Camera won't turn. You know, just casual 100%. Do I want to hit that switch again, or do I want to just look around for stuff first? I should probably hit the switch, because I think it makes a cannon appear. Do 200% Mario Sunshine just before the intermission, then yep. Yep, you missed the hardest, you know, you missed the lily pad and then fighting Bowser, and that was literally all I had left to do that I hadn't done last time. I tried to do a kick flip jump like in Sunshine. You can't do that here. I'm definitely someone who wants a Donkey Kong 64 remake or port. I would be more happy with a remake, but or a special successor. Oh, that's right. This is a okay. How do I get the cannon up here then? Is that the switch? Okay, that's a Donkey Kong switch. So we will switch to Donkey Kong. Rollin' Rock on the Rollin' Rocker. Because, like, I'm not someone who particularly grew up with a lot of these games. Like, I grew up with Sunshine, and you know, the understanding that Mario 64 exists, but I never. Oh, I think hitting all those gun switches probably makes the payroll appear. That's probably what's going on. But this game scratches a particular itch in me that no other game really does. Like, Banjo-Kazooie's great. The Mario games are obviously great, but this game is just like, yeah, 5 playable characters, all with unique abilities, and colorful collectibles, like the coins, you know, fitting for my name, the coins in this game, just like, I know I don't need to pick them all up, but I like picking them all up because they're nice and colorful, and they remind me of childhood, because I think I had a set of plastic coins that were color-coded. The camera is not turning around, there we go. Maybe that's what I should do next. I should do Banjo, because I haven't completed that myself. I got like 60 or 70 way through, I think. And then I just stopped, because it's on the Xbox, and I don't really play the Xbox that much. I mean, you know, I don't have a 64 copy either. Let's see if the level I have 3 save files on, because I gave up here. Oh, wait, Diddy. That's what I'm gonna do next. Yeah, Banjo should get a remake too. But it's like, you know, I've been told like, oh, this, collectathons aren't really popular anymore. Which may or may not be. Yeah, there we go. There's the cannon. May or may not be true. I don't know, but I don't want to believe it because I like them. Especially when there's like, well, I guess this train of thought really only applies to one game in particular. But you know, when there's more thought put into like a character's moveset and how they can interact with the world, because like, I think Banjo-Kazooie does great with how the characters are set up to interact with everything. Like, you know, you got Kazooie for, you know, going fast and flying and stuff. That's the wrong switch. And the Banjo, I guess, isn't really the muscle, but he kind of is. And the powers they get kind of make sense, you know, they make sense for who they are, you know, being able to get the ability to fly and stuff. And then, like, in 2Wii, you get the backpack stuff. But I feel like something like Yooka-Laylee doesn't quite scratch the same itch because it doesn't quite feel like they're focused on abilities that make sense for the character. But I don't know. Oh, a Hat in Time. Yeah, that's... Sorry, I'm picking the mic. Yeah, Hat in Time. Hat in Time is awesome. But also doesn't quite scratch the same itch. Like, I don't know. I can't quite... Turn around. I can't quite put it into words. Like, why it doesn't... all the green bananas. And I am not chunky. I am donkey. I am dying. Falling. Splat. Okay, that's fine. Oh, and there's stuff for Diddy. I feel like this is an area where the complaint that you have to basically explore every area 5 times over is actually valid. Like, for the most part, I think the collectibles are spaced out well enough that it's more like each area kind of has like 1 or like 2 or 3 things different Kongs do over there. So there's not really a need to explore them 5 times over. Just like, you know, grab the things you know you need as different Kongs. But you know, this tree or mushroom at least feels. It does feel like you have to climb it 5 times. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong because like right now there's just the chunky bananas, and then on the way up we're gonna pass the Diddy bananas. So it's not quite that bad. There's lanky balloons I keep forgetting to get. No dodgy camera. That's what. I mean. No, I mean, like, in terms of collectibles you get, and, I don't know, just, like, a general moveset. Because, I don't know, I think I prefer something closer to, like, Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong, where you're, for I guess, to use familiar terminology, you know, Metroidvania to it, where you're going along and steadily unlocking powers. As opposed to just having all your powers from the get-go, and then just everything is just platforming skill. Also that, I like doing that. I like when games, like, don't formally have a double jump, but you can extend your jump by doing things that are not just jumping, or gliding. And also multiple playable characters, like I said, for this game in particular, that's a big appeal to me, because I like having... No, appeal, no pun intended. I like having multiple playable characters, because I'm just a fan of character design. You know, I like when games are like, okay, here's your basic guy, and he does basic stuff, and then here's your big tough guy, and he's really good in a fight, and also can lift things really good. And then here's your fast guy, and he's not very good at fighting, but he's fast, and he can get away, and he can run up walls. Like, stuff like that. Which, you know, makes me think of, like, Sonic Boom on the Wii U, or Rise of Lyric, I believe that version is called, where I think it's a shame that game was not as good as it is. Or, yeah, where that game wasn't very good, because I like the potential it had for having, you know, beat 'em up gameplay intermixed with like puzzle solving with the character's abilities and platforming, which I guess also intertwined with the abilities. Game had a lot of potential, but it's unfortunate a lot of the devs jumped ship. Yeah, that's the real thing that ruined it. It wasn't a bad idea, it just had troubled development. Which I think is the thing that really kills a lot of games, is just troubled development. Whether it be devs leaving in the middle of the project or the game itself excuse me, that game itself getting handed off to different developers. New models were solid too, especially for an animation. Oh, I should be watching where I'm going and not reading while walking so I can jump the pits. Yeah, like, I remember seeing some footage of, you know, the game when it was... Oh, that's the wrong side of the ladder. The game when it was on the... When it was in its early days and it was still on the engine it was originally intended to be on, and it looked, like, incredible, and then, they're, you know, partway through development, they're like, okay, we're not using that engine anymore. We're gonna do something else. We're gonna put it on something else so it can run on the Wii U. And it's like, oh, everything's broken now. Remember the Sonic Boom cartoons? Yeah, I hear the cartoon is like really good. I remember one bit in particular is like Knuckles, or someone's reading something and Knuckles like, wait, hang on, let me read that. And he puts on his reading glasses and it's like, wait a minute, I can't read. Like that's a good bit. For me, it's like having reading glasses and then going, oh wait, I can't read. That's the part that really sets it apart from any other. Just like, let me see that. Wait, I can't read. Yeah, as I was saying, when I first got in here, and then raid happened, and I completely lost my train of thought. Like when I was playing through this the first time, I remember I was watching in the background a Kid Icarus video, and I think it was the one he did on like a bunch of Disney licensed games. Associative memory is a funny thing. Yeah, I should get those lanky bananas first, the lanky balloons. Get up there, Diddy. You know, now that I've actually beaten the Donkey Kong Country games, now I'm a little bit sad that, you know, you got Donkey and Diddy coming back for this. But then a character who has a very similar power set to Dixie is who ends up replacing Dixie instead of just bringing Dixie back and giving her new powers. But, you know, I think I would prefer having Tiny Kong and being able to float through the air and also shrink than having Dixie Kong and just only having the ability to float through the air. Because I don't know that they would have also gone with the shrinking idea. That's the wrong character. I'm supposed to be Diddy. And this camera is actually being pretty annoying right now because it keeps getting stuck on the wall. Because they didn't really give Donkey Kong or Diddy new powers. Although Diddy's got the jetpack, which he never had before. And then Donkey can turn invincible. But I guess turning invincible is not necessarily something he's never done. I know the second and third Donkey Kong Country games have invincibility barrels, but I don't remember if there's one in the first game. There's probably somewhere. Probably some secret I don't know about. Ow! What? Huh? Hello? Didn't mean to land on you, sorry. I'm on the wrong floor anyway. Whoop! Is that too far? I think that was too far. Nope. Not far enough, honestly. Funny enough. Man, that guy's so stompy. Never played this game with headphones on before. And there we go, blueprint. How many of those do I got right now? So I got Diddy's. And Lankies, okay. 2 of 5, that's nice. It does honestly bother me a little bit that they list bananas as, you know, gold bananas as 5 per character, but the 5th one is always the blueprint. So technically the blueprint is not its own collectible. And you know, there's a collectible you have to complete the set of to complete a different set of collectibles. Kind of on this, oh, wrong side of the ladder again. Kind of on the same train of thought as like you have to get all the Jinjos to get all the Jiggies in a level in Banjo-Kazooie. Ow. Like if you ask me, you should not have to complete one set to complete another set. But you know, I guess that it kind of checks out because, you know, how do you make the one set important? You know, without making it just, you know, how do you make a collectible rewarding to pick up if it doesn't have any purpose other than, or any purpose at all, really? An easy way to give it purpose is to make it give you a different collectible that you do need. Which is why, like in this game, you don't have to collect all the bananas, or the regular bananas, because you only need enough to get to the boss. And the same for coins. You only need enough coins to get all the powers and upgrades and stuff. Oh yeah, homing ammo. I got that now. Now there's a banana around here, I think, that makes me mad. It's a really good example of how overused the mini-games are in this. Ow. Because, you know, I think mini-games make sense when it's just an easy-to-get-to spot. But there's one in here, and let me see if I can find it, that really does not need to have a minigame barrel tied to it. So I believe it's tied to Lanky, so let me see if I can get his open. There should be a switch around here with his face on it. Okay, don't do that. Do that, yeah, there we go. You get out of here. Pick up film that I don't need. Oranges that I also don't really need. Just checking the sky for balloons. Okay. Do the ground pound. The box breaker. Oh, multiple doors open up. Cool. Let's see if I can find one in 10 seconds. Nope. Wait. Ah. Wrong button. Also, like, something else about this game that I think just scratches an itch no other game does is, like, its aesthetics. Which also kind of ties back to what I was saying about the, you know, the colorful collectibles. Is, like, you know, Banjo-Kazooie's great, but I feel like its aesthetics is not quite the same level of colorful that this game is. Yeah, okay, here. What? Oh, no, it's not here. It's the other door. So now I gotta find that other door, which I assume is the one that does not have Lanky's face on it. Or is the one that is not the one in front of a button with Chunky's face on it. The way he just the swagger coming out of the door. It got me. I jumped to avoid that, and it didn't. Okay, this should be the one I keep referring to. Get out of the way! Dude! I don't think I've ever heard that Lanky voice clip before. Yeah! It's like Karate Lanky. Oh, wait, it was the other way. Dude. The only thing worse than having to do something over in a game is when you have to do it over and it plays the cutscene again. An unskippable cutscene. Especially when it's a cutscene that disorients you and makes you fail to begin with. There. Is there really any point to these doors being on a timer? I always question that about the doors in this game. There's just so many things where it's like, I hear timer, better do it fast, but it's like, why? This timer is so forgiving that why is it on a timer to begin with? Okay, so no, wait, that's so yellow. Doing character colors. Yellow, red. That's a nice pop sound it makes. Get on the mushroom. Purple. Green, and then Lanky last. And you would think, okay, you do this and you get a banana. No, you get a mini game. You earn the right to earn your banana, which is why I save state at the beginning of these mini games. Oh, I think this is okay. I'm gonna do this in the normal way, and yeah. So this is the mini game. Where's my button? This is the mini game that one of the mini games that's broken because it relies on that native hardware slowdown. So this mini game is impossible if you don't slow it down. It might be impossible without slowing it down. Dang. There, finally got one. I kind of like this minigame concept, but yeah, it does suck that there's one that's so fast that it's literally impossible without slowing it down at least a little bit. Whether with native slowdown or emulation slowdown. Which I hope if this comes to, like, Nintendo Switch Online, that they account for these sections that are impossible without native hardware lag. I think they've done that before with other games, but I don't know. This is the only game I know of where something is broken if you don't have native hardware lag. Yeah, that banana is stupid. But thankfully, it's not one of the ones where it's like, oh, you completed a thing? Here's a minigame that's stupid and doesn't need to be copy-pasted anyway. Like, I'll accept that minigame, because like I said, I kind of like it. It reminds me of the mail sorting minigame in Wind Waker, which I'm a fan of. I would honestly pay, like, you know, I would pay for a game that's just that. But, you know, it's a whole nother thing when it's a minigame that just does not need to show up more than once. It's like, you know what, you could have cut down on repeat minigames if you just decided that this banana did not need to be a minigame and could have just been a normal banana, because you already earn, you already have to jump through hoops to unlock the minigame itself. So why have it be a minigame at all? You've already earned something, so why does that reward have to be something that you have to do to earn a different reward? Oh, I guess that was Chunky. Gotcha. I kind of love that the health in this game is watermelons, because, like I said earlier, I'm a fan of the flavor of watermelons. Of real watermelon and artificial watermelon. It's really good. It's my favorite flavor. So just seeing the health pickups be watermelon just reminds me of the watermelon candies. Yep, that's Chunky going, yeah. Yeah, that's his face. And then there's Chunky. He's dead. Is that the right panel? I don't know. Shouldn't be using homing ammo for this, but I don't know if I'm even able to change it. He's got Lanky's ear. There we go. Oh, banana. So one more banana to find for Chunky. That's the way I always look at it, because, like I said, the blueprint is always the 5th one, so as long as you found the blueprint, you just need 4 gold bananas. And I don't even think you have to turn them in, like, at the same spot. You know, you don't have to turn them in that world. I think they all get auto-redeemed anyway, so no matter where you are, you just get all the bananas from all the blueprints. I forget if that's... Oh, I just went right back in. Oh, it's dumb. Yeah, I forget if that's per character, but I think it's just all the bananas, period. Ah, his scream when he falls is hilarious. He sounds so human. Let me just double check that I've gotten stuff from Cranky. I like that they turned him into a mad scientist in this game. Back again, huh? You gotta have another go at my jetpack mini. Just shut up about jetpack, Cranky. I already beat that. If you want to have another potion, you gotta come see me next level. Okay, bye. See, this is part of that aesthetic I was talking about that you just don't really get anymore. Like that style of mad scientists. You know, something about like his use of potions and I don't know. Just as a whole, it's just great. I've actually been working on trying to come up with my own like rare inspired something or other. I don't know. I never really have plans of what I want something to be. It's just like, yeah, you know, I could probably make this a game or maybe a comic. I don't know, TV show, whatever ends up actually happening at some point. Who knows? So I'm trying to make it like just explore all the themes that I like that Rare does, or just favorite aesthetics in general, and then just try to tackle them in a way that Rare might possibly do that. Okay, so Tiny. Can I remember this switch right? Yes. Oh, see? Like, it's a time challenge to get up to a mini game that is itself its own challenge. I think that is the dumbest thing in this game. You know, people like to complain about how many times you have to explore the world over to try... Oh, you can only pick up collectibles as different characters. No, that's not the dumbest thing. The dumbest thing is that sometimes a collectible is a minigame when it doesn't need to be a minigame. It's like, I already did a challenge to get to this. Why does it have to be a second challenge?
Welcome to bonus stage.
Speedy Swing Sortie? Save state. And you know, if I were in charge of remaking this game, that is definitely something I would do. I would nix unnecessary repeats of minigames and minigames that just don't need to show up at all. You know, anytime it's like, you know what? You've already done enough to earn that banana. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to my save state. You've already done enough to earn that banana, so you're just gonna get a banana. You don't need to play a minigame as well. And I would also just make, as much as I love the colorful coins, I would also make the coins not character specific, because a lot of the things you purchase with those coins are not character specific anyway. That, you know, they're upgrades that apply to everyone, like unlocking, like the stuff you buy from Candy. I was gonna say unlocking the music. No, I think you do have to go in as each column to unlock their instrument initially. But when you upgrade the instrument, or you're buying more ammo from Funky, it just charges whatever Kong just happens to be the one you went in as, and then it applies to everyone. So there's really no reason for coins to be specific. I mean, maybe they could still keep them colorful, but like have them just apply to a general money pool. Not necessarily like rupees, like, you know, you don't need Chunky's coins to be worth 5 times as much as Lanky's coins. Okay, so now I need to come out here as Donkey. Is there a switch barrel over here? I think I remember there being a switch barrel over here. No. Alright. Oh, there it is. No, don't jump over the ledge, Tiny. You know, something I think is funny is that, well, yeah, the Donkey Kong sounds when you launch him out of the cannons. That's not what I was gonna say. Oh, I missed. What I think is funny is that my favorite design for Candy is her 64 design, you know, the design from this game. But for Tiny Kong, I prefer her modern design. I missed again. And then for Dixie, her design doesn't really change, so I don't really have a favorite design. I do prefer her design from the... You really missed that? Her SNES design, because she's got the knee pads, and I think that brings her design together and balances the pink of her hat. But, you know, I'm not completely against the modern design, because she's still pretty cute. In fact, I think they make her a little bit cuter. Oh, Mr. Bananas! I want the bananas! Ooh! And he continues to scream when it loads the next area. It's like, ooh! Ooh! No, I missed again. I'm really not a fan of the canon levels in like the country games, which thankfully there are not a whole lot of, at least that I can remember. There's like maybe two per game at most, except for this game. But this game's canon stages are fine because you don't die if you miss. Yeah, you just get booted out and you just gotta do it over again. It's fine. That scream sounded like he was exacerbated. Or, no, I guess that's the wrong word. Exacerbate means make something worse. I was thinking of whatever the word is for, like, he's just tired of this. He's just like, oh, again. Got the bananas! Man, I only got 35 bananas for Donkey Kong in this level. That's bananas. Nope, too soon. Or too late. Too something. Ooh. Ooh. It gets me because it doesn't sound like he's in on this minigame. He just happens to be getting fired from cannons. He's in control of none of this. He stands on the pad and just, ah, I'm in the sky now. It's like when you're riding in the car and you go over a hill, you know, you're not the one driving, but you're sitting in, sitting in the passenger seat, so you don't really have control over what's going on, and then just like, you're just chilling out, sitting in the back, you know, generally being a passenger, and then you start going downhill, or like, I was gonna jump into that barrel, that's not how this works. You know, you start going like uphill, and then immediately downhill, and you get that, you know, you get the butterflies in your stomach. That's what Donkey Kong sounds like. It's just constantly, just. Which is probably exactly what he's experiencing. Because, you know, being fired from a cannon is... Well, I guess I can't say it is, like, the same as the same thing that causes the butterflies in your stomach. But, you know, basically any thrill ride also causes that same effect. So, you know, it stands to reason that that's exactly what he's feeling. No! Okay. Mini that better just be banana. That better not be minigame. I don't even need to say anything. Because I've already said everything I have to say about the idea of them doing this. Gotta protect the Twinklies. I don't know if that refreshes them. Dude. He ate him and got knocked out. Jeez. These minigames can be kind of ridiculous, which is why I save state at the start of them, so it's quick to restart them. It's kind of on the same train of thought as I said before, with being annoyed at when you have to do something again and a cutscene happens. It's just... I hate... If there's anything I hate more than losing to something that's difficult, is losing to something that's difficult and having to sit through a whole entire rigmarole just to try again. Like, that drives me nuts about, like, you know, these mini games, or you have to sit through the "Welcome to bonus stage" intro if you fail. But also like Dark Souls, where if you die to a boss, now you have to do the entire run up back to the boss from whatever checkpoint you were at. I'm just gonna do another sweep for bananas, because I think there were multiple paths back there, and I may have chosen the wrong way if I'm looking for bananas. When I see a hoop again, maybe the hoop is what I was seeing before that I was fairly certain was bananas. But again, there's multiple paths. There could be bananas. So I think I went there. So I'm gonna go there. Okay. Which may just end up looping me back anyway. But going for it. It looped me back. Okay. It's a shame he doesn't scream more when you fall out and he kicks you out of the level. He's like, ooh, ooh. Oh wait, I should be going down to get bananas. Yeah, I think this is a pretty relaxing game to play, honestly. Like, you know, if you're not ashamed to cheat the hard stuff, you know, when it starts to get annoying, you just cheat. Just start, you know, save states and stuff. Because pretty much otherwise, when you cheat the hard stuff, it's, you know, then you're just left with the easy stuff, and it's just a relaxing romp through colorful environments, running around collecting collectibles. And sure, it can be a little mentally taxing trying to mentally keep track, you know, have a mental checklist of everything you have and have not done yet. But yeah, I find it kind of relaxing, which is why I have this save I was doing before, is because, you know, I beat it once because I wanted to beat it for myself, and then I started playing a second playthrough because it's like, man, I just really enjoy this game, and I want to just relax with it. That's not what I wanted. There we go. I don't remember if there was anything up here for anyone in particular. Who did I climb up here as originally? I want to say Diddy. Did he climb it or did he not? And I know there's a thing I have to do. I gotta come back at night. Excuse me. Oh, that's just the door you leave to get up here in the first place. I was wondering what that door. I thought that was the door that's only open at night. It's like, why did the draw distance just not draw it yet? No, it's the wrong door. And over there should be a cannon. I don't need the cannon. It's the ladder again. That's on the wrong side. You know, you can question why you can only climb it from one side, or you can question why it looks like you can climb it from both sides, but you can't. You could question why they put it facing that way instead of a more natural way, so that you don't have to keep making that mistake of like, oh, I can only climb it from that one side. But, you know, either way, questionable ladder placement. I think as a kid, I would look at games and wonder which ladders are the ones that you know, which games have ladders that you can climb from both sides, and which ones only let you go up one side. I forget if I actually found games that are like that, or if it's just like, hey, dude, even though you should be able to climb both sides of this ladder, you can only climb the one. What's up with that? Oh, there's some donkey bananas. And I will do another loop around here just to make sure I've gotten all the bananas. And then the next thing to do would be to come here at night. And I'm pretty sure Chunky needs to be the one to go through that door, because I think I remember. I believe I did that. So here we go, taking another loop around here. And as I'm going to end soon, because, you know, it's almost my usual end time, and there's not really much of a point to keep going with this. It really was just trying to fill time until the stream was a normal length. Okay, is this the barrel I changed at? I think it was. And I'll just take the warp pad to the tree to change time. Okay, that does not lead to the tree, but that's fine because it also leads me over here. To get out of the water. There. We already beat the water world. Stop swimming. Yeah, that's nice. One warp to another and conveniently get where you're supposed to be going. Well, maybe not supposed to, but, you know, where you... I guess that's not really different, you know, supposed to or need. But either way, where I am desiring to go because I want to change time. Ow. And now we take 3 again. Which is... yeah, there we go. Or, no, it was 2 because it was green, right? Wasn't it the green one? No, it was 3. Could have sworn it was green. Hello? Okay, so... yeah, I guess I'll just switch to Chunky and just climb up normally. I was gonna take the cannon. I don't know if you heard that. That was my alarm. Yeah, I forget if taking. I was gonna take the cannons, but I forget if it would lead me. I'm pretty sure it would lead me past where I want to go, and it wouldn't be. It would not be faster to do that and then just jump down. So climbing up the regular way. You know, for as much problems as I've been having with the camera trying to go up the tree, I generally like this game's camera. As far as you know, most, I don't know what you would call this kind of camera, where it only like you can't fully control it. It just has like fixed positions you can toggle between. As far as cameras like that go, I think this one's pretty nice because it's got the button you can hold. to have it constantly stay behind you. This feels good. Oh, wait, hang on. There. Change some angles. So it's through here? And that's really the problem I've been having with the camera, is that I haven't been holding this button enough. I think it's just up a couple more. Maybe it would have been faster to go. Yeah, I think that's the ledge. So it probably would have been faster to jump down. Where's this start? It's over. Oh, it's over there. A run button would be a nice button to have in this game. You know, if they remade it or made a spiritual successor. You had a run button in the country games, why don't you have one here? Wrong side of the ladder again. Yeah, see, now I'm using the button, the center camera button more. Ow. Okay. I'm not having problems with the camera anymore. I am having problems with my mouth, though. It feels weird saying words. It's not saying the right words. And right here. Yeah, there we go. Yep, green bananas. And then I think Chunky's Blueprints is through here. Yeah. Oh, and a balloon. And banana. And banana. And bananas. So now I just got like one bundle to find. Which it does kind of throw me off that the balloon, like, in the country games, banana bundles are... Didn't mean to lay there. Banana bundles are worth 10. But then they tuned them down to 5 in this one. So that the balloons can be worth 10. Which I think works. But, you know, going from this and then like, oh, I want to beat the country games. It threw me off. Not by a whole lot, I guess, because you know, it's like, oh, they're worth twice as much as you thought. Whoa, big gameplay change. I don't know how I've ever managed. Okay, so there was also a hole that I could not go through while up here during the day. And I don't know what character is supposed to go through it, so hopefully it's not something that matters. Oh, was it here? I think it was, yeah, I see red coins. It's Diddy. Oh no, flashbacks to Super Mario Sunshine, all the red coins. Oh no, it's so awful. I can't say I had a problem with all the red coins in Super Mario Sunshine. Like, yeah, sure, maybe it's an overused type, but it wasn't like most of the shot, or maybe, I don't know. I didn't have a problem with it because they were different enough. I'm going to do this as Chunky. Because, you know, unlike the Shadow Mario chases, I feel like the red coins are something that are very different depending on where you do them. You know, they're not something that actually needs that much variety to be, you know, to not just be something that's copy-pasted. There. Good charge attack going. Okay. Excuse me, don't get the watermelon. Fine. So if I care, I don't. Do it, you won't. No! Okay, maybe I shouldn't be Chunky because I'm having difficulties getting his charge attack going. There. That guy got killed by the very end of my charge attack. The very last possible frame. I think you have never mind. the quantity of crystal coconuts showed up. It's like, nope, you do not have infinite. The thing you are saying is wrong. Oh. This crowd cheering sound effect is kind of sound funny. Woo! I got the crown. I always forget that the crown is even a collectible in this game. I don't think it even does anything. Or it could. I have no idea. Yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. Thanks for watching. And I guess I still haven't figured out what I want to do next. So I guess it'll be Crash. I'll just throw in Crash Bandicoot, the original trilogy. Why am I switching Kongs? I'm done here. Hit the save button. Done. Hit the save button. Okay. Save state. And then I can close it. Okay. Bye.